Welcome to this presentation from Develop for Results International, on how to rightfully terminate an employee. One of the most difficult things you will do as a manager is to terminate an employee. The employee who is being terminated, regardless of the reason for the termination, may feel angry, frustrated, or betrayed. He or she may be looking for someone or something else to blame, and if the termination is not handled properly, your company could find itself defending against allegations of wrongful termination. Further, even if the termination is handled properly, the employee may file a claim anyway, and your company must be prepared to successfully defend the termination through appropriate decision-making and documentation. In this video we present some basic guidelines employers can follow to minimize the risk of being involved in wrongful termination claims during the hiring process and managing employees' performance during their tenure. Here we propose 3 ways for limiting your company's liability when terminating employees. First, we want to start by hiring the right people for the job. This ensures that there is a clear understanding between the employer and the employee about the terms of employment, the employee's skills, and what the job entails. Progressive discipline gives employees a chance to improve and reminds employees of their at-will status. Documentation is an important aspect of progressive discipline. You should provide written standards to convey the expected level of conduct, and document what needs to change and convey how to improve it. Wrongful termination is any termination that either violates some legal right of the employee, or that the employee thinks or claims is in violation of their legal right. In practice, even if a company terminates someone's employment for legitimate reasons, the termination could be ruled wrongful if the employer handles the termination poorly, or perceived as such by the employee. Poor handling of a reduction in force or layoff can easily expose a company to wrongful termination claims. As such, a number of issues are to be considered, such as the business reasons for the reduction, alternatives to the decision, existing employment contracts, workload, training, and motivation of the remaining employees. Ensuring that you plan a reduction in force carefully, using an objective and fair process to choose which employees must be laid off, and handling terminations correctly can reduce your company's liability in wrongful termination cases. Terminations that occur as part of a layoff are likely to be considered rightful provided they are legal, unavoidable given legitimate business needs, fairly applied, and handled in a respectful way. Even though the at-will doctrine is founded on the fact that either the employer or employee can terminate employment at any time, terminations for legitimate reasons can be ruled wrongful. However, if the employer is careless about the details, firing individuals often result in more wrongful termination claims than layoffs because the employee may feel targeted, which is why documentation is essential. You should emphasize the legitimate business reason for the termination and be sure to treat the employee fairly. Equally important here is knowing the terms of employment that limits your actions as an employer. Steps taken after the termination are as important as those utilized early on in the hiring process. Following consistent, fair procedures for handling terminations can help protect a company from wrongful termination claims and minimize the negative effects associated with firing an employee, especially in the areas of character defamation, and how one termination or layoff is perceived by the remaining employees. Thank you for watching this presentation from Develop for Results International. Please visit us at DFRI.com for more information on advisory services and blog updates.